People talk about crypto as money, but unless you can actually use it as money,
Exactly.
it's not really
just
money
sitting
then,
in a
is it?
wallet. It's an entire crypto problem. Opening a store, it's very simple. It takes less than a minute. There was demand to pay in crypto. It was more difficult to get into the building side. And we're able to offer features that Shopify can't. I mean, I think everyone's shilling to each other constantly.
That's pretty much what crypto conferences are, right? Hi everyone, my name is George. We're back again for the Next Billion podcast, and we're here in Lisbon at Solana Breakpoint talking to the builders that are really building the on-ramp for the next billion people to get into crypto. Today I'm joined by Sam from Aten, and we're going to be talking all things commerce, e-commerce in crypto, NFT ticketing, what's been going on here as well. And I really want to hear sort of what's been going on with the Aten team. So thank you, Sam. Thanks for coming along to the podcast today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. It is a pleasure as always. So maybe introduce our audience to yourself a little bit. Maybe how did you get into crypto? And sort of what's your journey been thus far?
So my name is Sam and I'm the co-founder of Aten. But I originally got into crypto in 2017 when I guess a lot of people got into it at that time period
that's like
too.
last bull cycle, like ICO times.
Feels
right?
like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
And then just like as a retail investor, not necessarily building anything. I think also at that point it was more difficult to get into the building side.
Yeah, it's like buying shitcoins on an exchange or something, right?
I used Coinbase and I guess it was GDX at that point. And then I discovered Solana last summer, so it was like DeFi summer.
Yep.
And I work in finance, in traditional finance.
Okay.
And that's what piqued my interest in DeFi particularly.
Oh, right. So you already had like a financial background before you got into crypto as well, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So you already had a traditional finance background before you got into crypto, right? Is that maybe what sort of sponsored the interest that you had in crypto?
So initially it was Solana and there were some NFT projects and I wanted to learn how it actually worked because at this point I still didn't know how blockchain worked whatsoever. And
we're talking 2020?
No, 2021.
Okay, that's like NFT
year.
kind of season, right?
Yeah, and I was like into NFTs for about a week, but then I learned about DeFi and I just completely switched tracks and that's what I do now.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, great. So you've been in crypto for a while, maybe almost, 5 years now, but Aten is something which has not been around for 5 years, right? So tell me, like, what is Aten? Enlighten us.
Yeah, so Aten is a Solana native e-commerce platform.
Yeah.
And we started building in February. And it was kind of right before the Solana Pay protocol was announced.
Right.
And we integrated with them like perfectly. It was seamless. The idea came from giving more utilities to tokens or to projects with tokens.
Yeah.
So it was going to be a marketplace where users can go spend those tokens.
Okay. That's super important, right? Because really, I mean, people talk about crypto as money, but unless you can actually use it as money,
exactly,
it's not really
just
money
sitting
then,
in a wallet.
Right? So, so it's like e-commerce solutions. Because actually at Step, we are super happy to have Aten managing our merch marketplace, right? So that's something that you guys do for a number of projects. How many projects are on board?
I think close to 25. And so there's a different
that's a lot.
type of customer. So there's projects like Step Finance.
Yep.
Boring protocol, but then there's also about half of them are individual artists who create their own merch for different projects, like DeGods, for example.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So not just like the DeFi projects, but also like NFTs and like individual creators.
Yeah, a lot of individual creators are.
That's cool. So like, do you think that the individual NFT creators, like, are there a lot of them? Is it growing? Is it something that you see like a lot more people getting into in the future, or?
Yeah, absolutely, because they can target their specific NFT communities.
Yeah.
They already have the community, they already have the customer base who wants these products.
That's the thing, because like NFTs are kind of all about marketing, right? We don't want to admit it, but kind of are. So I think having merch places and stuff like that, like that's pretty critical to a lot of NFT products. Like we've seen it here at Breakpoint as well. We've seen people handing out merch all over the place.
Yeah, some people were waiting in lines and they're just like, I'm going to go in and get my merch and leave.
That's literally
it.
Yeah. And some people, I know that they brought like an extra suitcase just for all of the merch that they're handing out. Yeah. So, okay. So awesome. Right. That's like one area that we should absolutely want to grow, and it was already there. Okay, so you guys recently got into NFT ticketing, right?
Yes.
And ticketing, I mean, we've seen it here at the Solana conference in Lisbon, and having maybe an NFT element to that, I think is super interesting. So why did you guys get into NFT ticketing, or what was the thinking behind that?
We started doing that just because of demand. Like there was demand to pay in crypto and to just provide an email address and not have a really long process for
Yeah, it's been a pain, right?
Yeah.
And so this is something that we've seen. So here's a quick shill. We have the Solana Crossroads conference coming up very soon. Aten has been handling our ticketing for that. That'll be in Istanbul in 31st of March, basically. So we're super excited about that. But, you know, I think the interesting thing for us at this conference, and we've been to a lot of conferences, the STEP team, and ticketing is really one area that is just annoying. Like we have 16 people coming here, and trying to manage like credit cards, and then we had to do refunds of like, because it was a developer ticket or it wasn't, and then like some people got it on their individual cards, not like, you know, company card or anything like that. So just a nightmare, right? It's way easier if it's just like, let's pay USDC and then I get a ticket, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going for Solana Crossroads, right?
Yeah. And it's not just USDC, like we can accept any SPL token.
Yeah, okay. So like any other project, let's say they had a side event or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Could they use Aten
Yes.
for those side events?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and they could have it maybe with their token or maybe the NFT or something in future.
Yeah, they can burn, and then we have NFT gating, so they can open it up only to their holders as well.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty cool, because I think there's a lot of events that like they want to give bonuses to the people which hold their tickets.
And airdrops.
Airdrops,
Yeah,
exactly. That's possible as well, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think like airdrops for conferences, these are things which, like, if I could do anything here, I would like to know like who are the people going to like a particular event, and let's say they're like the dedicated holders.
Yeah.
Cool, let's reward them. Let's do airdrop, something like that. That's awesome. Cool. So I guess here at the conference, like, have you been meeting with other teams and projects, maybe other people that are using the A10 store? What's your thoughts on the conference thus far? Although it hasn't really started yet, right?
Yeah.
We've only done the Hacker
So
House.
I've been to the Hacker House, and I've actually seen people wearing merch from Aten. So
wow.
it's been really like great to see that.
Awesome. And I think some of our team as well, like while we've been here, A, we've been trying to acquire a lot of merch.
Yes.
B, it's day 4 and it's like a 7-day sort of event, right? We've got another 3 days of the conference. Feels like the conference has already been going, right, for a long time. So a lot of activity at the Hacker House. You're at the Hacker House as well, right?
Yes.
What did you think of that? Was that your first experience at a Hacker House, or
that was my third Hacker House, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been in Miami, Austin, and this is the third one.
Okay.
And they've been great. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. How was the Miami and Austin one? Different vibe or interesting kind of stuff going on?
No, I mean they've all been pretty similar, organized very well.
Okay. But they didn't have NFT ticketing.
They did not have NFT ticketing.
All right. Yeah, I think the Miami one, I think we had a bunch of people going to that. That seemed like,
yeah, that's
fun.
where I was able to meet a lot of the STEP team in real life.
Initially. Yeah, I think so. There's been a lot of these hacker houses all over the world. It seems like it's catching on. There was at least 1,000 people, I think, yesterday at the hacker houses. So, hey, it's cool to see it growing. We're going to have it in Istanbul as well. So everyone needs to get onto it. Cool. So, yeah, has there been anything else that you guys are working on, or where do you see sort of the future of A10? What are you guys sort of looking forward to?
I would say, so integrating with DeFi protocols.
Okay.
For example, USDC pools, like having merchants have their revenue directly into a pool instead of just sitting there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, so I can sell merch and then all of the money just goes into a pool that's earning a yield.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that makes way more sense. Great. So how does it work for a merchant who might be interested in A10? Or I guess not a merchant, but any sort of project. Maybe it's like merch, maybe it's ticketing.
Yeah.
What do they have to do and how do they manage it? Like the vaults that you mentioned, that's pretty cool. So like you can get the revenue of whatever you're selling directed to a vault. But how does that work? Like how do we manage that?
So opening a store, it's very simple. It takes less than a minute. And then you'll see an admin panel where you can change the branding of your storefront to whatever you would like. You can upload fonts, every color, hex codes to go with your branding. And then we also have an add-ons page where you can enable Web2 or Web3 configurations like shipping partners.
Like it comes with a bunch
So you can
pre-enabled or
download,
something?
so you can like download file, for example, orders and upload them to a shipping site to have those go out automatically or.
Okay, so wait, so you guys are running all of that back end stuff, right? That's a lot of like logistics that you guys have sorted out to make it easier for these projects, I guess?
No, I mean, the majority of the merchants are 100% independent.
Okay.
So if there is a technical issue, we can assist, but for the most part, they are independent.
Right. And I guess for the NFT ticketing thing as well, like it's not just one size fits all. You could have like multiple different tickets for the same partner,
tiers,
right?
yeah.
Okay, and that's configurable? You can set that up in the Aten dashboard or something like that?
I mean, I guess it would depend. Like you can upload multiple items.
Okay.
But there's also, you can have collections, you can separate things on your storefront. Yeah.
Awesome, cool. So I guess the vaults was something that you mentioned as something important that you guys are looking forward to. So I guess for you at the moment, is it about like connecting with more partners at these conferences, trying to find more DeFi protocols, maybe more integrations, maybe more individual creators, as you say, like, you know?
That's like so integrating with DeFi protocols, that's going to be one of the differentiator between Aten and a traditional e-commerce site like Shopify.
Yeah. It's like trying to get fiat done or trying to link a crypto website to something like Shopify actually is pretty hard because Shopify, correct me if I'm wrong, they will like give you a UI for doing payments, but really like how do you connect the actual merch? Like who's going to send it? Where's it going to get stored? You know, what's like if I want to pay in crypto, can I do that on Shopify? I don't think so. So I guess Aten's kind of solving a lot of those problems, right? Sort of making it just an easier purchase experience for someone.
Exactly. And we're able to offer features that Shopify can't. For example, real-time pricing.
Oh.
So you would set your pricing in USDC.
Yeah.
But you can accept any SPL token, and this it adjusts to protect you from volatility.
Wow, okay. Maybe we should do stuff in step.
Yeah.
As payments in step, let's do that. Cool, okay. So like the merch stores, the vaults, and I guess as well, a lot of these conferences, they're kind of opportunities to try and meet a lot more of these projects, right? So is that something that you guys are looking to be involved with in the future? Like more of these hacker houses, more of these conferences? This is something that you think is like an important part of the ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. Because every event we go to, we just meet new people that we instantly connect and come up with a new idea that we just don't have the time right now to integrate everything, but we want to. It's just...
Do you have a lot of people sort of coming up to you and being like, hey, you guys are doing our merch store,
I mean, I think
something.
Everyone's shilling to each other constantly. So.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty much what crypto conferences are, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Right, so one of the things for Web3 companies as well is that they don't have the connections for storing merch or like how do they go about selling it? You know, they don't have the processes involved. Often they are just a DAO or something that isn't incorporated. That's kind of like us, actually. So correct me if I'm wrong, that's something which Aten can assist with, like the whole process. And what is that process? Like what are the steps involved for one of those projects that might want to, get on your platform?
So the store opening process, as I mentioned, it's very simple, but we also have connections with existing merchants who we can make recommendations. And we also want the projects to be able to focus on what they're doing, building their communities, working on their products, and not have to take the time and resource to build a storefront.
Right, yeah. Because often, like, it's something that people talk about the word builder a lot, especially at these conferences. It's like, oh, builder's this, builder's that. But often, if you're trying to set up some of these e-commerce things, like you're not focused on your main project, right? So
exactly, yeah.
It's really like you guys are kind of making it easier for builders to focus on whatever the thing that they're doing, and then you guys will handle a lot of the the e-commerce side, right?
Yeah, and they come to us because their users are wanting their merch, but they just don't have the time to focus on that.
Yeah, and you mentioned individual creators as well earlier, right? So like what are they? Are they like NFT people that are doing their own thing, or like
they're people who are heavily involved in their respective NFT communities, and a lot of them are designers, so they see the demand as well. They produce their own products and list them, and they get a lot of the revenue is going directly to individual
Oh, right.
creators.
So they're listing like actual products that they're building related to their NFT collection?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Like physical manifestations of their NFTs or something. I don't know. NFT on a picture. Or...
Like hoodies and different
okay.
items,
Yeah.
related to their communities.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So I guess we've spoken a lot about what you guys are doing and what's happening here at Breakpoint. Where do you guys see yourselves at Aten, let's say like a year or two from now? Like, are there any sort of goals you want to hit, or where do you sort of see yourselves going?
I would say more Web3 integrations and onboarding non-crypto people onto Aten.
I think that's important, right? Like, I think having a way for normies to get involved in crypto is super important, but also having that linkage to like the physical e-commerce experience. Like, people understand that. Everyone's familiar with using Amazon or whatever it is in their country. Having a sort of familiar Web3 sort of focused version is super important, really, to be just a familiar place that people are cool with, right? So yeah, like, are there any sort of barriers you think currently ahead of people trying to get onboarded to crypto?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily an Aten specific problem. It's an entire crypto problem, onboarding new people to the space.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a lot of education, but Aten specifically, the process, it's a very intuitive process, the checkout process. It's like any other web store.
Right.
So there's no barrier there.
Yeah, it's something familiar for people, right? Yeah. I guess like, and that's something that the whole industry is kind of grappling with, is how do you onboard a lot of new people and these sorts of things. So yeah, I guess merch, physical NFT tickets, any other e-commerce needs that they're looking for, like, definitely head on over to Aten and get involved. And hopefully help you guys grow for the next couple of years, onboarding a ton more DeFi projects, right?
Yeah.
That's the goal. Awesome. So where should we look for Aten? Do you guys have a Twitter or a blog or a website? Where should we go to? Anyone out there that's interested in getting involved in the e-commerce side of things?
Yeah, so our website is aten.app and our Twitter is Aten Solana. So you can find us there.
Nice. Okay, definitely check them out. I mean, we at Step work with Aten. You guys have been awesome, super helpful. And yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today,
Thank
Sam.
you.
It's been a pleasure. Cheers.